bottom left-hand side to start this best of 3. Probably not going to be playing with some meme builds. Probably going to be playing fairly seriously is the red Zerg player, Demi. And quoted from the man himself, going to be playing some challenge memes. Well, his builds, let's see what he does. It is going to be uThermal in the top right-hand corner of the map. This one started. uThermal is obviously now a full-time content creator. If you guys didn't know, he's not taking playing in tournaments as seriously. I believe he's not trying to play in DreamHack even in this upcoming season. So that's kind of when you really know he's very serious about just kind of going full-time content creation. And I didn't realize, but I mean, maybe that's kind of bad. I mean, I didn't realize how well his YouTube did. I don't know why. I guess it kind of just, to me, sort of crept up on me just how much success he's been having on the YouTube. Not that it's surprising. I think his YouTube content is great. It's not that it's like surprising that it is. It's just I was happy to see how well it was doing, I suppose. So yeah, check out his content if you don't already. uThermal, I'm sure you can find it if you want to go and do a little search on the YouTubes. Make some fun content, like I say, some silly builds at times, some silly strategies. And the thing about uThermal is it's always what he kind of excelled at anyway, right? So even if it's silly and maybe not quite as serious as you might expect, like, he actually really excels at making silly things work and getting game wins when you don't really expect him to, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what he cranks out here today. For now, just a Reaper expansion, so the start of this game at the very least is looking to be pretty darn normal. Nothing weird about it just yet. As our CC goes down, and we'll see how SCV from uThermal has, well, SCV scouted, giving him just some early information, making sure he's not being cheesed or anything super early on. And he's going to start bringing this back up to the top right-hand side. I'm very excited to see when this starts to get weird from uThermal, when it starts to get to like, oh, that's what he's trying to do here, you know? That's the game for me right now, identifying when uThermal is, or what uThermal is going to be doing. And when that is going to be, I think is going to be, like I say, kind of a bit of fun. For sure. Second refinery about to finish up. Just going to be seeing starport going down. All that being established for the moment. I mean, right now, this is, like I say, very normal still from uThermal. Very typical build. It is double gas, no third CC, so that is obviously of note. Queen comes across, Reaper takes a couple hits from the Queen. Gonna be going back through to the center of the map, and again, just Queens continuing through, Ling's on the way up, about halfway done. Now 2 Hellions and the Reaper want to go out to the left-hand side and see if they can find some damage. We're building a tech lab already. I wonder, so when he said challenge memes, I thought maybe the builds would be weird, but I wonder if he's doing something like, I don't know, I'm playing blindfolded. I did just assume it would be like something like noticeable in game, but maybe it's not actually noticeable until you see the full video or something. Maybe he warned me because he was like, I'm gonna play like absolute crap. Like, it may look normal, but you might just think, God, is this guy drunk or something? But actually, like, I'm playing with like my hands tied together, you know? Why is uThermal called Mark J? Because uThermal's name is Mark, and he renamed his account to Mark. I don't know what the J is for. Can you have 4-letter names? I think you can, right? I think you can have, well, yeah, you can definitely have 4-letter. I think it's 3-letter names are the problem in SC2. Was it just 2 letters? No, I think it's just 2 letters, because obviously we have Rex. I don't think he has any issues with his name. I was just wondering if, like, you couldn't have a 4-letter name for some reason. I don't know what the J is for. I'm sure there's some good reason. We do have our Corvid Reactor. You know, I saw the first Raven, and I was like, is it gonna be the Raven? That's kind of the funky part of this. I was like, well, wait, because, you know, Hellions in 1 Raven is obviously pretty, pretty regular. Hellions and multiple Ravens with a Raven upgrade, now that is definitely something a little bit more special. That's definitely got the the question marks flowing through my head, wondering what the heck's gonna happen here, how this is gonna work out. Right now, getting rid of a couple more creep tumors. We do see the Hellions and the Raven pushed away, and at this point, I guess uThermal adding an extra Raven down is. At this point, he's probably just wanting to hide it a little bit. As Demi's gonna pause, so a few moments here as he has some lag. Just let him get over this. uThermal's Raven strategy has been halted by the pause button for the moment. Halted by the pause button. Halted by the pause. Waiting for the game in the pause. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. We're good to go. Nice. That wasn't too bad. Only had to crank out one song. Probably only lost 100 viewers to that. Perfect. Alright. Well, Hellion Raven, actually, the Ravens are joining up with this, so Demi will probably know soon. And I mean, Demi should probably just, Aspire would be great, but obviously you've got to last long enough for Aspire to get into play, right? That's definitely going to be one of the problems. uThermal starting a third behind this. He's actually, sorry, I say a third or fourth, but his third is going to be a planetary fortress. This is full on, like, Ketrock vibes. Third base planetary is and all. I used to hate playing against that guy on the ladder, man. It was so frustrating. Felt like I couldn't do anything. Mass and Ravens, planetary fortress on his base. It's like, it's not fair. Why are you using the things that you have available to you? I hate it. Demi's a 4-letter name. You know what? That's because I'm so used to his full name being like, he used to be called Demilove in game. I'm so used to that. It's literally right there in front of me. I'm like sitting here thinking of exams like, oh. Thanks guys. Twitch chat always got my back. Alright, we got more Ravens continuing through, and we are going to be having our Hellions coming around the left side, getting rid of a little bit more creep spread. We do have the Overseer into the main as we go forward. A couple more creep tumors being dropped, and obviously you don't need scans with this as, well, we drop an auto turret down, obviously tank up some of the shots right now, and these drones are genuinely in a little bit of trouble with a whole bunch of Ravens here. 7 drones have gone down. Spire is not far from finishing though, guys. How do we fight against Mutalisks? I guess with like an anti-armor missile and auto turrets, but I feel like the Ravens can't maintain that as much as they would need to for the Mutalisks, which could just disengage, re-engage, go again. I feel like that's not really going to be good enough of an answer here. Hellions back to the left. I mean, the creep spread is going to be very denied, so that's something at least. Extra Ravens coming through. Are the first mutas on the map? 9 of them, yeah. And they're actually going across to the other side. Well, they do have a turret up. I say auto turrets can fight the mutas. There must be something of an answer for this, right? Like, he must have some way to deal with this without too many issues. Ravens, auto turrets. Very conservative. I mean, 4 is not nothing, but yeah. Okay. What's funny is obviously because this is a planetary, you're like, well, you're missing an orbital, right? You're missing some of the scans or the mules you would usually have, but obviously you don't need scans for the creep because of the Ravens, so that kind of works out. And you don't really need the mules because you're playing mostly Ravens, so you're not even really in that much need of the minerals. It's mostly the gas that you're limited on. Mutas are being quite annoying so far, however, making sure that uThermal is not able to go on the map and pressure or anything, and we're starting to make roaches and ravages behind this, which you have to imagine at some point is probably going to be pretty good for clearing up these Hellions, and then I don't know if auto turrets are going to get the job done, so I suppose we shall see soon enough, though, how exactly it's all going to go down. All of this Roach Ravager Bane heads out to the right-hand side for the moment as well, so bringing this across and readying an attack in. This planetary fortress is going to start getting biled. More auto turrets going down, cross of valves coming through, more missile turrets lining up shots and pushing those Mutalisks away. Some of those do get shoved out of here. for the moment. And Demi is maxed and obviously looking for an attacking a bust. I suppose the planetary, which also does have the Neosteel plate armor, so it's a tanky boy. I guess that is a part of the way in which you try and fight this, as Hellions come forward, anti-arm missile on the roaches, the planetary survive, and auto turrets going down. That, my friends, is what you call a hold. Yeah, that's actually a defense, huh? I actually don't like. What's best to build here? Is it actually just mass banes? I actually think mass banes might be the better way to approach this right now. I think that might actually be the call for the moment. Aliens coming through, and an anti-armor missile going to strike. Auto turrets wanting to keep on lining up over here. It's going to see Corrosive Valor 2 coming down, and we're actually going to keep on chasing this army away. We're going to keep chasing with auto turrets and Hellions as well. And they're actually pushing this army back, would you believe it? More success than expected so far out of this. Pull back for a few moments. 3 more Ravens on the way. You got all those meters coming through the top side. Another anti-arm missile will land as well, collecting everything back over on the right. Gonna say more Hellions down to the south too. I mean, coming by and trying to dive in on a mineral line perhaps. We've got our armies setting up another anti-armor missile. And uh-oh, Muta's taking a beating from the missile turrets. Well, at the same time, we're going to start coming through over here. We do see the Banelings trying to hit the planetary. The planetary is actually surviving. Oh my god. Oh my god, and the auto turrets are going to kill everything! And we ran by to get 12 drone kills at the same time. Resources lost is extremely efficient right now for uThermal. Not even doing that badly on economy, as he has 90 SCVs of his own as well. I mean, come on. That's got this is one of these games where if I'm Demi, I'm so mad already. Like, I'm just so frustrated. Like, god damn it, Mark. Why me? Why do I have to A, roll into you so early, and B, why do you have to be playing Mass Raven today? Well, auto turrets just trying to hold us off. The thing is, we get into the Raven count where it's just almost unstoppable, no? We're starting to build the Corruptors, and I do like that, because the Corruptors are pretty tanky, right? And I think with the Corruptors being tanky, you might actually be able to trade this, or trade out much better with this. Hellions, auto turrets continuing through, the Lings continue to go down. Just going to be seeing the Nidus on the other side. I like that. uThermal is, well, he's got the auto turret still here. These mutas flying in too soon. And the Ravens are kind of low on energy. Do we actually have to run away from these Corruptors? I think so, yeah. Obviously the Roach is getting work done, but also saw these Hellions still. Drone count of Demi is continuing to drop very quickly. A couple of Ravens maybe taking some losses, but we do start to defend the Roaches. Let's see if we can hold the Corruptors over here. There's a couple auto turrets with missile turrets. I actually think this should be fine. Obviously Ravens probably could do with a bit of a repair as well. Get those all up to full HP again. Would probably be pretty decent to just get done, right? Get those up to full HP, make sure they don't get taken down as quickly. That would be awesome. Another scan on that top side, trying to see what else is going on. And Knight is back up here. I mean, that's something which Demi is continuing to try and use to find some success and so on, so let's see if he can do that. Just get rid of the Nidus. I mean, honestly, it kind of feels more like these Roaches get donated off the Nidus than anything else. A distraction, perhaps, for the rest of the army to get somewhere. uThermal has a 5th base that isn't a planetary fortress yet. That might be the best target for Demi. I understand he might want to go after these building CCs as well, but honestly, the command centers have so much tankiness to them with the Neosteel armor. And this not being a planetary is going to make it an easy target. Obviously, it can lift up, but then I'd say Biles and Corruptors should be good for this. If SCVs go down, that we're pretty eager to start mining over here, so they will already be dropping down dead, unfortunately. So auto turrets continuing down. Another anti-arm missile landing. We're now going to auto turret on the other side. Oh, a parasitic bomb on the Ravens! Okay. The Raven's having to split here as they take a lot of damage. A Parasite Bomb almost kills a Raven, right? Just doesn't quite do enough, I believe, as we're going to see these Corruptors diving through, but through auto turrets still. The auto turrets are able to push back and deal with that. Hellions will be looking for another mineral line. We've seen somewhat how important it is for uThermal to be denying economy here, at least getting rid of some of these drones continuously. Without that, he probably does fall into a bit too much trouble. Right now, I mean, resources lost still in his favor quite a bit. Income has been a little bit Demi-favored, but obviously not massively so, and that's why those run buys have been fantastic. If uThermal can get his 5th base running, then even better. I say 5th, he actually has this base just landed, so that could be his 5th for now. Oh, Roger's back in the main again. Just feels like... And he has been doing damage here, don't get me wrong. It just feels as though there's no... It just feels like eventually this gets cleaned up, and I suppose it... Yeah, I guess it's doing a little bit better. It's taking a long time to clean up. I feel like, in my eyes, it was going to get cleaned up straight away, but obviously not really the case. It's funny, right? Because auto turrets, I guess, do worse over time. Because obviously further upgrades come into play, and upgrades are something that the auto turrets don't have themselves. The auto turrets just don't scale later into the game for fights, if I'm not mistaken. Right, it's dealing 18 damage a hit no matter what, so as more upgrades come in, that is less damage you're dealing off the auto turrets. So yeah, over time, the auto turret should be less effective. But uThermal has a supply lead right now in this first game. He is up and leading for the moment. Hey, what? If uThermal wins this, we might just watch uThermal all the way today, guys, until he loses, because this is more fun than some of the other early round matches we have to watch. I mean, this is 16 minutes of... I mean, obviously it's new, it's different, it's... Well, maybe not if you watch uThermal videos, but it's definitely something fun to cast. I've definitely not casted a game like this in a while. Sometimes new and stupid is the best way to... kind of enjoy games, right? If I had to watch this every game, I'd probably get a little bit bored of it, but right now... right now, it's like, sign me the hell up! I am committed, I'm in. Aliens get busted down. Another 6 workers, uThermal, I don't think is too afraid of trading out his minerals via the Hellions there, so I think that will be something which probably does just continue. Ravens out across the left side. There's a Ling up there. It's going to get an auto turret to knock it down as well. Invade Ravager getting set. The Raven force in the bottom is flying forwards a little bit as these Banelings are going to be taking some extra shots. A couple of... I just had to take a moment to really comprehend what just happened. He just interference matrixed the Vipers. Yes, he just matrixed the Vipers so they couldn't spellcast. It works. Vipers are psionic. Interference matrix. It officially it disables a target unit rendering unable to attack or use abilities. Actually, it doesn't matter that it's psionic. I don't know why I said that. Actually, has nothing to do with anything. For some reason I thought it was psionic, but obviously you can matrix anything and just stop it from attacking, right? Oh no, sorry, it is at the bottom. Can target mechanical and psionic units. Yeah, okay, I'm just going crazy, guys. I'm not crazy. I was right to call out that the Vipers were psionic. Oh yeah, I was like, jeez. I was like, man, I'm surprised we've never seen a matrix freaking Marine. Yeah, okay. See, Vipers are psionic. Wardy's point stands. It was actually noteworthy. Currently got a split of Ravens. Some of them are being chased away, but the other half of them are killing bases. And Demi is genuinely going to be on some trouble when it comes to mining very soon, as he does keep this base alive. He does have a hatchery here, I guess. Only 66 drones, though. I imagine one of the issues uThermal faces with this build is it's kind of hard to end games with. Corruptors come through there. The Ravens do get shoved away further to the top. 4 additional Ravens at a time. uThermal still using up so much of his gas. I imagine this is... It'd be interesting to see what the other maps are going to be, because obviously I feel like you need big maps with this. It's about Demi's going to type GG. uThermal is going to win it in 20 for game number 1 of this series. So I guess some of you guys, uThermal watchers, Some of you guys called Hellion Raven very early. Does uThermal do... Does uThermal do it a second time, or does he have, like, different challenges and stuff? Like, that's my question, right? Like, I don't have time to watch every single uThermal vid. I watch one every now and again, but I don't know, like, how many challenges he's doing at once, or if he's just, like, working on one thing. So, yeah. We just run the ads. Obviously, 2-minute stream delay today. You thought Matrix only worked on mech? Well, that's why I was calling out that they're psionic, and that's why it works. And then I was like, wait, it doesn't even say psionic on the... I was like, it just says it can disable attacks. I'm like, I guess it can do anything, right? I was like, what? I was like, pretty sure I was educated, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait, what? I completely played myself. I didn't read the whole tooltip. Can someone explain how he won? Well, basically, he didn't die early, so then Ravens trade extremely efficiently, and he uses the Hellions to keep his opponent's economy low while trading efficiently with the Ravens and auto turrets, and hence he trades efficiently, keeps his opponent's economy low, eventually you win the game. Is it stupid if it works? Yeah, I mean, not really. I honestly think it's a kind of a cool, honestly, there's people who have gone to GM with Ravens and Mass Ravens in the past. Like, it's a thing. That's like, it's a way people used to play, like, a lot of the time. It's actually just very fun to see a pro player doing it, or someone, you know, as talented as uThermal, because he actually kind of makes it look a bit OP, right? Like, he's everywhere, he's attacking, he's harassing, he's very rarely taking bad fights. I think the thing about watching uThermal play, to me, is that it feels like it could be consistent, you know? But, like, he almost makes you believe it could be consistent. Obviously, probably not, because... You know, probably not for the sense of, for the fact that it's like, if you do it repeatedly, someone's just going to know the hard counter straight away and then you die too early in the game, right? But... Any unit with energy is considered psionic, but Archons aren't? Archons are psionic? What else would Archons be? Is an Archon not psionic? Is it just, biological? The powerful psionic attacker. It's type, yeah, it's psionic and massive. Yeah. Massive, and that's why it crushes force fields. Huh. uThermal has multiple challenges in progress? Okay, well, that's cool to know. So we're likely to see something different here for game number 2. That's all I wanted to know, you know. I want to know if we're going to see more Ravens, if that was actually something, if you might just play series, because now Demi knows, or... You know what I mean? Yeah, I think the majority... So again, just to answer the question, chat, so the discussion about Archons is based on, is it only units with energy? There's, like, Archons are psionic as well. It is just a typing, basically, right? That's why you can also interference Matrix Archons. That is something you also see sometimes when you push into, like, a Zealot Archon push with a Raven, like... But, like, you have enough against the Zealots, you just want to take the Archon out. Like, sometimes, very rarely, you see that. It's not common, but... Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, Psionic's just a type, and it's mostly to do with units that have energy. I think it makes sense that, obviously, Archons are Psionic, because they're kind of a ball of energy, even if they don't have, like, energy in the StarCraft sense of being able to cast abilities, right? Even our good old queen is psionic. Interference Matrix Dem Queens, yo! Oh, he's doing the Vikings. The double Viking reactor Hellbat attack. I actually know this one. I've seen this one before. I saw him beat Lambo with this way back when. Probably like 3-4 months ago at this point. He's going to come around the right side, obviously waiting for the Henri and all the Vikings to come across. There's a Baneling Nest. I think the Baneling Nest is very important here. Having Banelings will be a huge step towards being able to clean this up. Problem is, Demi's still making drones. Right? Like, Demi hasn't seen anything to suggest otherwise. No! The Hellions! What? What? Ah, that was, I mean, maybe not that bad, because Hellions are fast, but a little bit random, the routing there. I wonder if he, like, shift-clicked them and just misclicked into the natural, or into the in-base initially? Demi made a couple of preemptive banelings here. The Vikings will land. If the Vikings can soak the banelings, then we are in for a game, I tell you that much. Yeah, Demi's going to realize now, more banelings, more units. He's on 54 drones, which is, like I said, it's a lot of drones to build initially. uThermal spreads out into Concave to set up for this first wave of the attack. Pretty decent spread on his army as well. The Queens are kind of just stood here fighting so far. These Hellbats on the right side, going to split up as well. Good splits. The Banelings hit a Marine in the middle of all this. We actually have drones under fire in the natural. As now the Banelings are gone, we're actually stacking the units up. It's mostly just the Vikings remaining. A few Zerglings going down. Can the Vikings trade well enough against these Zerglings? There's not a single Hellbat here to help them. There's still some Queens. The Vikings use their emergency lift ability. Get back in the sky and get out of trouble. uThermal 3rd CC still building, reacting Vikings and Hellions. But for now, from Demi, this is a hold. So far he is able to defend, and the game continues on. Penguin Brothers? Yeah, I thought this was called like the Penguin something build. I seem to remember. Because they waddle, right? Vikings and Hellbats, they waddle or something. That would be my logic for calling it the Penguin Brothers, but This one I'm actually somewhat I don't like to say I'm an expert, but this one I'm kind of familiar with myself, you know. I've heard of this meme build once. 4th base in the bottom right side from Demi gets that underway nice and quickly. I mean, obviously it's just more Hellions and more Vikings. uThermal's going to double down on this commitment. He is not going to switch it up. He's not going elsewhere. That's something Demi's ready for. Playing at the front sees Hellions and a Viking, but not really too much. Here's the main push. Yeah, Demi has some Banes ready. He's got more Banelings already building. I just can't imagine this is something which goes or gets too out of hand, no? I feel like Demi is prepped enough to be able to properly deal with this and get rid of some of the creep tumors. The Queens come forward. Drop a few of those creep tumors down, respread them here, just keep the creep out on the map. Obviously, last game, he was playing with so little creep the entire time because it was Raven, so every time, you know, uThermal moved on to creep, he could see it without a scan. Kind of a funny part of it as well, right? He's now building 4 Vikings at a time, guys. This one, ship weapons about to be done. And Demi building mutas. I like the mutas? Obviously, the Vikings are landed sure, but if the Vikings lift up, actually trade surprisingly well against mutas. Let's see, there's a lot of Banes as they run on forward here. uThermal gets pretty decent splits toward the end, but the main thing is that he's been kept away for so long, I feel like. I think he just saw the start of the Mutilus production there as well. So that's obviously very important to see and to know about too. Because then you can lift the Vikings back up in the sky and utilize those engineering bay coming down so you can start up turrets as well. Just prepping to be defensive against the Mutilisks, basically. Another round of Hellions down at the bottom right. Gonna go after a whole bunch of drones. 5 workers already going down. 7. 8. 8. State. I feel like this is where uThermal can still do well, right? If the Hellions get up to blue flame, they run around, they harass. I feel like that's where it's much more about the harassing and macro focus game than the composition at all, right? So there is a world where maybe that's a factor. I guess at some point you maybe got a question, do Vikings actually do well enough? But I kind of feel like, yeah, they probably do well enough, honestly. That's going to be my expert analysis. My expert analysis. I think they'll be okay. I think they will be. I think they will be sufficient. Thanks for listening to my TED talk, guys. Casting TSL this weekend. Tune in for more expert analysis. I think the Vikings might trade okay. I don't know. Like In theory, like, Vikings shouldn't trade well, but, like, I actually hate that he's building so many mutas, no? I feel like the Vikings can actually legit do okay against the mutas. Like, seriously. Like, if you kite them a little bit first, like, obviously if the mutas get, like, right dead center of the Vikings immediately, but if the Vikings get a few, like, initial shots off and they don't, like, overly, like, target single mutas, I don't know, I kind of believe a little bit. I don't know if that's just because, like, uThermal won the last game already, but, like, I feel like the more mutas I see, the unhappier I get. We're gonna add a Thor, and whoa, is that cheating? Is that cheating building a Thor? Is that allowed? Hello? Hello, admin. He's specifically doing a Viking Hellbat challenge, and he's building a Thor. Is this like your trap card? It's like, surprise! You've activated my trap card! A Thor! Demi's like, no, you're only meant to be building meme units! So unfair! Turns out uThermal just is the heart of the cards. Oh my god. uThermal's like, you know what? The Vikings alone won't cut it, but this single Thor is gonna make all the difference. He's like, I've got it. But Vikings on their own, no. But one Thor will change everything. This one Thor has destiny in his cannon launcher, rocket launcher things, what we call them, Thor hammers. Because this one Thor could do things which nothing else on this map can do. I like that we're going ultras. I do not think there's a way to fight ultras. The Vikings land, then they kind of lift, then some are still landed. Here we go! Here's are gonna fly in. The Vikings need to start coming back. Here's the Thor, guys, the hero Thor. The Vikings are gonna jump in the skies. The battle will mostly take place there. The Thor is under fire. He's tanking a lot of shots. I think I was wrong to believe in the Vikings, guys. I'm sorry, I failed you, I believe. Well, you know what? They honestly didn't do so badly. Like, they didn't do terribly. The mutas actually have to turn around and leave. It was the Thor. The Thor changed everything. Super Thor. He gave his life for the Vikings. Oh. The one Thor died. We're now officially allowed to build another. Amazing. The new Thor is allowed to be built. Man, surely there's no way to fight Adrenal Glands and Ultra. I just don't believe it. I kind of had some belief before, but like against the mutas, but with everything else that's showing up, I just can't bring myself to believe, guys. I'm sorry. I'm officially a uThermal doubter. I'm officially a non-believer. A Thor is a big penguin, so it counts. Oh, they're the king penguin? Is that why we're only allowed one? Because it's the king? Whoa, he's building the second one. Whoa, whoa, you can't have two kings, surely. There's no way. If you actually built like an army of Thors, I'd be a believer again, but right now, I'm unsubscribed from the uThermal hype train in this game number 2. Give me game 3. I want to see it. His Helion's like, oh, the spine's on burrow, let us kill an entire 4 drones, I guess. Not ideal. Things, veins. Big Queen's coming around. Yeah, we're just gonna continue building. I don't know. I liked it more when we were only building one Thor. Then it felt like he was the superior man who was meant to save the day, but now Thors just seem like any old unit, you know. Vipers, mutas, Banes, and Ultras. In my expert analysis, uThermal should lose this fight. Let's see. Baneling's gonna roll in. The planetary just melts. Demi's like, cool, I killed the base, I'm gonna back away. To be fair, it uses a lot of Banes to blow up the base, so it's worth backing up and rebuilding those Banes before you go again. Do. That 4th base, yeah. I mean, he's relocating the main. uThermal's 100% in some trouble right here, guys. This is definitely not looking great, to say the least. The I'm gonna save the excitement and the hype for Game 3, I think. I'm pretty sure we're going there. That's pretty sick, though. You know, usually by now I'm in, like, my 5th series of the day. We've been hopping into multiple games that end in, like, 4 minutes. The favorites, you know, the Grandmaster players continue to beat up on the non-Grandmaster players. This has been a hell of a couple of matches for the, couple maps even for round 2 of the ESL Open Cup Europe. Demi just has bases all over the map, guys. This becomes going to be nutty in comparison, I have to imagine. Here we go. Ultra's going to start diving towards this base, the Vikings. Yeah, I mean, like, I want to believe the Vikings can kill anything, but there's no way they're actually dealing damage to the Ultras, right? Demi's already remaxing on the back of this. Like, there's just no way. It's just not possible. I'm sure of it. I'm convinced. Queen is going to get chased down. The Vikings, the Thors continue to waddle forward. I mean, uThermal's pushing because I'm pretty sure he knows he can't possibly let, like, another round of units get online, but yeah, a couple Ultras already here. The Banes actually will help a bit against these Vikings. GG's, and Demi is going to take game number 2. And that, my friends, is going to be our 1-1 tied-up situation here with a Game 3 of this on the horizon. Just in case I was going to do here, even if I had to guess between the memes. As we have in the top right-hand side, it's our red Zerg player, Demi from Alpharex. Bottom left, our blue Terran is going to be uThermal. As we get this up and ready to go. 3 of the series. Couple drones on the way out. Get this started. A Rax will go down. An Overlord will fly forward. I actually don't know what. Like I said, I don't really know what to expect on Inside and Out. It's a shorter map. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys in chat have predictions? The uThermal massive. The men, women, children who are subbed to YouTube. What do you guys think is next? This is your chance to be co-casters. Tell me. Tell me what I'm expecting, guys. I want to know. Make a chat prediction. I'm not going to make chat predictions because it's something I forget to end. And usually in the ESL Open Cups, if I'm messing around with chat predictions, it's caused me to miss lobbies before. So unfortunately, that's not something I will be doing today. Demi asking if it's ghost time. Yeah, you guys in chat have said ghost a couple times, right? You guys think Demi is afraid of the ghosts? I'd be most afraid of the ghosts, I feel like. No, I just feel like the ghosts are probably the most scary. Yo, Scribbleage, thank you so much for the Prime for the 15 months. Welcome back. Hell yeah, thank you so much. Hell yeah. Reaper is gonna go and waddle on to the other side. Sorry, waddle. Reapers do not waddle, guys. Not part of the Penguin Bros. Just got penguins on the mind after the last game, I guess, waddling around places. Did you guys know that when penguins want to get married, they go and find the nicest stone they can find and present it to the penguin woman of their dreams? True story. Then they use that stone to begin building their nest. Isn't that cute? They're like, hey, I think this stone's really nice. Lady penguin's like, the fuck? You call this nice? It's just some bottom of the ocean crap. It's not even got a gem in it. Slaps it away with a little penguin wing. No, I will not mate with you. Find us better to start our nest with. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely some penguin drama that could go down with that process, but still cute. It's a ghost, my friends. Ghost Academy's been down for a bit. I've been ranting about penguins. Hellions are going to go out across the map. As do you just have our first ghost problem. I mean, honestly, the Hellion ghost build is something, the Hellback ghost build is something that's actually been around for a while. In terms of memes, like, yeah, it's obviously unorthodox, but actually opening like a couple ghosts is really not that crazy. But it would be really crazy if we build like a lot of ghosts, right? You know, like if we go like mass ghosts, then I feel like we can be like, huh, what the hell is going on? So I assume that's what he's going to do. I assume he's just going to build like Hellion Ghost repeatedly here, because that seems to be the consensus of these challenges. To start with a unit composition and to keep building that unit composition seems to be the way of it, way it's been going. So yeah, I assume that's maybe the case. But like I say, out of all the builds, like this one has actually been one we've seen a few times in the past. Bane that's coming up. Obviously, Banes can, even if they just splash onto the Ghost, they can cancel the sniping action, which is pretty reasonable as we do get rid of an Overlord. Ghost and Hellions pulling back down to the south. All those lings are going to go run around the left-hand side as well and try and do a little bit of run-by action perhaps. We've got two Ghosts here and... oh, actually going to go a Fusion Core behind this. And so you do hit the Hellion, hit the Queens once with the Hellions, and then the Snipe will guarantee the kill, so... that is the way that this has been going so far. That's the setup, as these few lings will go the wrong way to get into this base, and I believe the Hellions and the Ghost will win this fight. Do we actually lose the Hellions? We lose both? Run, Hellion, run! Save him, Ghost! Save him! Oh! He got the ling that was actually next to the Hellion before the other one as well. I'm going to call it intentional. Nice. Job well done. Okay, well, one Reaper, one Hellion dies so far against 10 Lings, 2 Overlords, and 2 Queens. The efficiency is definitely there. Oh, I didn't realize we had double starport. We're going to go double starport battlecruiser after this? No, that's a, that's definitely a, hell of a way to continue. A couple of BCs coming up and online. I don't know how ready Demi's going to be for that one. That's, I guess we'll see. Demi actually a bit supply blocked right now. uThermal just clearing up some creep, applying that pressure. Thermal with his own depot about to finish here, getting out of the supply box. Spire's on the way. And that's obviously the good news. There will be a bit of time here before Corruptors are out, that those BCs can still harass on. And well, I mean, if you get Yamato as well, you can obviously still trade pretty decently against the Spire units for a while, getting those free pickoffs, teleporting away. PCs are typically very efficient. That's a snipe again. All it takes is a snipe plus the one shot of the Hellions, basically, because the snipe does 170. I had to double check it was 170, which obviously makes sense. Queens have 175 HP. The math adds up. These Banelings are going to be able to get towards the Ghosts here in the end. These Ghosts are all going to die. This is kind of an interesting couple of moments, I suppose, because ESL's loss is actually okay. Okay, because he killed all the Queens, there's now no anti-air against the BCs. Oh my god. I didn't really think about it when all the Queens died. I was so excited about the Ghost being here. I forgot about the BCs that are about to teleport in. Oh my god. Spire's done, and actually uThermal scans the Spire. Corruptor start a build. He's going to go after the Spire, it would seem. That isn't too crazy of an idea. It probably makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you kill his Spire and only 6 Corruptors got to build, then you Yamato those Corruptors dead very easily. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that uThermal is looking pretty good. 7 Corruptors on the way. These BCs do not have a teleport out initially, though, so they have to be able to trade with those Corruptors for at least a little bit. We're going to go after these Overlords as well. We do have ourselves a third CC moving into position during this. Oh, we're not going to be able to save this BC, right? There's no way. 8 seconds, 6, 7... 6. No, one BC is going to die for sure. 3, 2, yeah, one BC dies. Okay, but one BC gets out alive, and like I say, then we still have 2 others that have finished building, so 2 rounds of Yamatos and all of these Corruptors are dead. The Spire only just now started to rebuild. And Demi took a massive eco damage leading up to that as well. I think in theory Demi is still in a ton of trouble, guys. I think he's still going to be having a really bad time here as our Hellions and our Ghosts going to go around the left. And I mean, obviously they're still affected too. A couple snipes and some Corruptors. We get rid of some of those and that's also a factor, right? So yeah. We definitely need that Spire to come back online as uThermal. He's gonna push. I mean, obviously you push, right? There's no reason not to push. Demi has on the ground. I mean, he's got a good amount of lings. He's got some Banes. He's morphing in some extras. And Hellions are capable of kiting as well. Scan reveals all of the units from Demi, so uThermal knows where they are currently set up. And here we go. A couple of Ghosts. Gonna absorb some of the Baneling damage. Here's the Yamatos. Now the Ghost's gonna go for the snipes on the Corruptors. Save the BC! He saves it. uThermal gets the 2-1 victory. Ghost Battle Cruiser to the victory. GG's uThermal 2-1 in this best of 3.